Everybody, we're on day 18 of our Minute Bible Verses. So today we're going to be in the book of John, chapter 23, verse 34. And it says, Jesus said, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." And they divided up his clothes by casting lots. So the part of this verse that I'm going to focus on is what Jesus said, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." More famously, the other version that people know is... he says, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." What's going on here is Jesus is being crucified. And it was just when they nailed him to the cross, they stood it up, they put the two criminals on each side of him. And Jesus is looking up to the heavens saying, "Father, forgive these people, for they do not know what they're doing," to the Son of God. And I think this verse is something that Jesus said in the moment. And I'm sure if people heard it, they thought that he was talking about the soldiers that were actually crucifying him, which he probably was. But I also think that this is a way that Jesus was talking through this situation to reach everybody through the Bible. And I think Jesus is directly talking to us Christians who are coming under persecution and hate and mockery. I think he's setting an example for us to say we need to forgive them because they have obviously not yet experienced the love of Jesus. Of course, there's a lot going on in the news right now. A lot of persecution of Christians, I believe, going on. Most recently, whether you think it was or not, I'm not putting in my 2 cents on it, but with the Olympics and the opening ceremony where it looks like the Last Supper, a lot of Christians saw this as a mockery, which it may very well have been. I don't know if that was the intent or not. They said it wasn't. Doesn't matter. I think we should look to this verse specifically when things like that happen. Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they do. This is our opportunity to not fight back, not to shoot back with anger, but instead say, "Jesus, please forgive these people mocking you," if that's what they're doing, because they have yet to experience your love. And at that point, it's our turn, or it's our position to go out and show them Jesus' love. I know there's a lot of Christians and a lot of people who got fired up, and they want to defend Jesus, they want to defend God. They get angry, they get upset, they start saying things, and really what they really need to do, I think, is look in a chapter earlier. So John chapter 22, when Jesus is arrested and being taken away, Peter asked Jesus, "Should we strike them down with our swords?" They draw their swords, and Peter actually cuts off a man's ear who's trying to arrest Jesus. What does Jesus do? Jesus says, "No, stop this. Don't do that, Peter," and actually heals the man's ear. And I think that's a perfect example of what Jesus wants us to do. He doesn't want us to meet mockery and hate with anger and violence and more fighting. He wants us to show them love. And that's what Jesus did when he's being arrested, when he's being crucified. He did nothing but show us love. Jesus wasn't angry. He wasn't mad. He didn't curse the world. He didn't curse the soldiers. He didn't attack them, try to get away. He loved them. And while he's on the cross, literally dying, Jesus says, "Father, please forgive these people that are killing me right now, because they don't know your love yet." And I think that's just such a huge lesson that Christians need to learn, and have failed to learn over and over again in history. Not saying everybody's got it wrong, but we go to that human instinct of trying to fight more than try to love. So that's the lesson for today is, despite what's going on, love is what Jesus wants us to do.